Hello everyone, my name is Abby and welcome to a very special episode of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Hello everyone, welcome to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I'm your host Abby and today we have a very special show for you, where we have two contestants playing at the very same time. All the way from Long Island, Great Gatsby. Now our second contestant, all the way from the slums of India, Mohammed. Are you ready? Let's play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Hello friends.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Okay, let's get right into it.
Alright.
You know the rules, 2 lifelines, 50-50, and ask the audience. You can choose to walk away with whatever amount you have so far. Also, you both have to say final answer to lock in your answer.
Got it, old sport.
Speaking of sports, let's get right into our first question. For $1,000, who has the least amount of goals scored in the 2014 to 2015 NHL season? A. Alexander Ovechkin, B. Patrick Kane, C. Jonathan Toews, or D. Steven Stamkos?
Wait, what is this cocky you talking about? Do you use bat?
No, it's pronounced hockey, not cocky. I needed a hockey stick. This one is easy. I was watching the game last night, and they said that Jonathan Toews hasn't scored in the last 5 games. So the answer is definitely C.
Okay, whatever you say. Final answer C.
That's correct. Okay, moving on for 5,000 rupees.
Rupees? That's like $50. My god, it cost me more to get here.
Oh, my bad, for $5,000. This Indian city was previously named Bombay before having changed to what in 1955? A. Madras, B. New Delhi, C. Trichy, or D. Mumbai?
Just remember the time in my childhood when I left Mumbai along with everyone I cared for to a completely unknown place. Salim, my best friend, Udaya, who was my sister, to keep them safe. I completely isolated myself from society. From my recollection, I can safely say that the answer is D, Mumbai. Final answer.
Whoa there.
Yeah, the answer is Mumbai.
Okay, I have no idea. So I guess we'll go with Mumbai. Final answer, Mumbai.
That is correct. Would you look at that teamwork? Okay, now for $10,000. What is the largest lake in North America? A. Lake Michigan, B. Lake Ontario, C. Lake Superior, or D. Lake Erie?
We are alone. Nobody's watching. My table. We might make out. Nobody's there. It's not that I'm scared. It's just that it's delicate. why'd you fill my sorrows with the words you borrowed from the only place you've known?
I just had this very vivid recollection of a time in my life where I spent a few years fishing in Lake Superior after having left my family. I wanted to explore my options and find new meaning in my life. For that reason, I know for a fact that it has to be Lake Superior.
Sounds like you know what you were talking about, so I'm gonna go C. Final answer.
Yes, C, final answer.
Got it right for $10,000. You guys are doing great. Okay, now for a quick commercial break.
You know something, Ram?
What's that?
We're sort of the same in a way.
I was just thinking that. We both made the choice to leave our past in search of a brighter future.
Exactly.
Let me give you an idea of what really happened at that time. I spent my life with the belief that I killed a man. It scorned me. I fled Mumbai in total fear. I was living my life, but I felt like a dead man. I decided to start over, this time on my own. No external influences. Just me, myself, and I. I learned to survive on my own and effectively put use into the resources that I have, just to get by.
I feel you, old sport. I left my entire foundation. A child's nothing without his family. But I left it all. My rock, my anchor, my backbone, everything, just to fulfill my own dreams. I needed something more. I needed a role model. I needed someone to look up to, and I found that person in troubled waters. Fishing in Lake Superior, Dan Cody. He inspired me to be the person who I wanted to be. Someone who is dependent on no one but themselves. He paved the road, and I owe him my life.
Alright, for $25,000, your first checkpoint.
Let's see it.
Which of these four actors dies at the end of the movie Armageddon? A. Is it Bruce Willis? B. Ben Affleck? C. Liv Tyler? Or D. Keith David? You guys okay?
Yeah, it's just... That was the saddest movie ever.
Trying to hold himself together. It doesn't matter how many times I watch it. I cry every time. I'm crying just thinking about it.
Well, this is a first.
I think we both know the answer to this. The answer is A, Bruce Willis. Final answer.
Yes, Bruce Willis. Final answer.
For $25,000? That's correct. You have reached your first checkpoint.
Yes! Let's go!
You won't be leaving with any less money than $25,000. Now for $30,000. Who was the first person in the world to win Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? A. Kim Hunt. B. Bob House. C. John Carpenter. Or D. David Goodman.
Hey man, are you looking to apply?
Maybe.
Have you heard the first person to win $1 million? John Carpenter.
Ooh, I didn't know. I just might. Before going on the show for the first time, I was in a very dark place. I was depressed and things were starting to fall apart. And then, a glimpse of hope. I found a newspaper on the ground with a segment advertising the show, and I thought it was what I needed. A friend came up to me and told me about the man who has won the first show. The answer is C, John Carpenter. Final answer.
Mr. Gatsby, do you agree?
Ram hasn't failed me this far, so I guess final answer is C.
That is correct. Amazing. Now, are you ready for the $50,000 question?
Let's get it.
Okay, for $50,000, This movie is made from episodes of the mini-series The Bible. A. The Passion of Christ. B. Jesus Christ Superstar. C. Son of God. Or D. Exodus.
The New York Times proclaims irresistible, an exuberant chronicle of crime. A true masterpiece. City of God.
I was born to a dark, poor family. The future did not look bright for me. I was destined for a below-average life. I spent hours at a time dreaming on something much greater. And like I told you earlier, I left. I left it all. I left it all behind and started again. And look where I am now. And I remember, years after leaving my family, sitting down on my leather sofa, watching the Son of God with millions of dollars in my bank account, and realizing that I made it. Started from the bottom, now I'm here.
Wow, so I take it that Son of God is the answer?
So the answer is C, Son of God.
C, final answer.
That's correct. Well, folks, I think this is a very good time for us to take a commercial break. We will be back shortly.
That was one hell of a story, Jay. You should be proud of yourself. Your determination and ambition is inspiring.
You should be too.
What do you mean?
You told me you're in a very dark place, and anyone who can muster up the strength to get past that, they deserve praise. You see, old sport, the days when I felt like I had nothing going for me, those were some of the darkest. But when I decided to take action and isolate myself from anything that distracted me from getting the life I wanted, I felt like I had a purpose.
Thank you. And yes, I 100% agree. I know how that feels. To feel like you're sinking. When I left my friends and headed to New Delhi, I felt like I was leaving my family. But in a way, I felt that losing all of them was my freedom. Once I became isolated, I began to work towards achieving that peace of mind that I sought out for so long with no distractions. I found a purpose and dedicated my time entirely to it.
Exactly right, old sport. Also,
Looks like we're about to begin again.
Welcome back to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? We're here with Jay and Ram. Are you guys ready for the next question?
I'm ready. Are you ready, Ram?
Yes.
Okay then, for $100,000, what is the name of the albino monk in the Da Vinci Code? Is it A, Silas, B, Remy, C, Jax, or is it D, Andre?
Okay, soft. I've read every one of Dan Brown's books, from Angel and Demons to The Lost Symbol, and believe it or not, that even the Da Vinci Code. The answer is definitely A, Silas.
Final answer?
Yes, final answer.
Ram? Is that your final answer?
Sure, I guess. Final answer.
You've just won $100,000! You guys are doing great. The next question is the second checkpoint, and it is for $250,000.
Yes.
You know it, old sport.
Okay, for $250,000, which famous poet wrote the poem Anna Believe? Is it A, Maya Angelou, B, Nikki Giovanni, C, Shakespeare, or is it D, Edgar Allan Poe?
I got something to tell you.
Yeah, what is it?
Here's a poem I wrote. Your beauty is an elixir, which has given an orphan life. Lovesick I will die, from the grave I will cry. Should you decline to become my wife?
Yes.
I went back to a time when I was trying to forage some food around the Taj Mahal. I started giving tours to the tourists. and after having made some money, I was taken to the prostitutes and met Nita, the girl of my dreams. I remember going through a book of poems, giving her one. I remember that book really well. I read it all the time. Annabelle Lee was one of my favorite poems in that book.
Do you remember the author?
Yes, of course, Edgar Allan Poe. Final answer.
Alright, Edgar Allan Poe. Final answer.
And that's correct for $250,000. If you get the next two questions right, you win the $1 million.
I'm ready for this.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. For $500,000, the classic Sitting on the Dock of the Bay was recorded by which famous artist in 1967? Was it A, Stevie Wonder, B, Ray Charles, C, Otis Redding, or is it D, Justin Bieber?
I will find a way to get to you if it's the last thing I do. I need you, Daisy.
I remember spending hours outside standing on the dock of the bay looking at that green light across the bay in which the house she lived in. It was just a routine. In my head, given the situation, sitting on the dock by Otis Redding, that would always play in my head. So C, that's my final answer.
Well, okay, that's convincing. C, final answer.
You got it correct, $500,000.
Okay, baby. Come on, give me the last question. We got this.
Lego.
For the $1 million question. Will be revealed to you after the short commercial break.
So there's a girl, huh? What's her name?
Her name's Daisy. What about yours?
Nita.
I'm gonna be honest with you, old sport. Everything I do, from the money I make to all those notorious parties, it's all for her. After meeting her, all my other ambitions vanished. I fell for her and there was just no going back. I spent every waking minute doing what I can so that one day she'll return to me. Everything was so minor. It was just me, myself, and I obsessed with the thought that if I make all this money, she'll one day come back. I would be free from this isolated lifestyle I lived.
The things we do for girls. After running away from everything I know, I was only focused on getting by, surviving. Then came Nita. She was someone who I could talk to. She was unlike anyone else I've ever talked to. Became really intimate. I proposed to her by the Taj Mahal. After having left everyone I loved, she was my redemption. For everything I lost, she seemed to have made up for it. Daisy was your savior from isolation, and Nita was mine.
This is it, the $1 million question. Are you ready?
Let's get it!
Who is the best teacher in St. John Paul Secondary School? Is it A, Mr. Coates? Is it B, Mr. Hackett? Is it C, Mr. Lupo? Or is it D, Mr. Wetzel? I'm sorry, there has been a technical error. D is not Mr. Wetzel, it's Miss McLean.
Wow, this is a hard one. I really don't know.
Yes, definitely. I really think we should use one of our lifelines.
50-50?
Okay, computer, take out two of the options.
I knew it had to be one of those two.
It's gotta be A.
You know, we still have another lifeline left. $1 million is a lot of money. Let's see what they say just in case.
Good thinking, old sport.
Audience, our contestants need your help on this incredibly difficult question. Take out your keypads and vote now. The results are in, and would you look at this? It's 90% from Mr. Hackett and 10% from Miss McLean.
Old sport, the audience has been so supportive so far. I think we should listen to them.
Ram, is this your final answer?
Okay. B, final answer, Mr. Hackett.
Well, DNA evidence started being used next week. Yeah, what?
Here we are in the best years of our lives with no way of knowing when the wheels stop spinning, cause we don't know where we're going. And here we are on the best day of our lives, and it's a go, let's make it last. So cheers you all to that, cause this moment's never coming back. I used to know a brother, but I never knew I loved him.
No, but my camera's quality.
Jay, you trust me, right?
Yeah, of course.
Then believe me when I say the answer is Miss McLean. Final answer.
Are you sure? The audience seems pretty sure about their decision.
Yeah, trust me. I just remember that course we took in grade 12, and man, was that a dope class. We had so much fun, and it was unlike any other class we had.
You know what's all coming back to me now? You remember those kids in the class where Sangeet, Abby, Richard, Jason, and Kim?
Oh yeah, I remember when they made that Hamlet video, they somehow incorporated suits into the video.
That was genius.
I think it's safe to say that Miss McLean's class is the best class we ever had.
I'm gonna agree with you on that.
You sure?
The
Final answer is D, Miss McLean.
I'm positive.
Almost certain.
This is $4 million. The correct answer is... Wait. Before the big reveal, I'd just like to say that you guys were among the most entertaining contestants we've ever had on the show. Now, the correct answer is... Miss McLean!
Oh, yes!
Wow, folks, what an extraordinary turn of events where both our contestants share their individualistic stories on how isolation, determination, and love paved their way to the $1 million. Thanks for watching Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and we'll see you next time.